Dear students, in previous class we have completed generations of computers. There are mainly 5 generations: generation 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. So every generation has some its features. In every generation they develop some computers, some technologies, some devices that we discussed in previous class. So next point is the classification of computer. Next point is the classification of computer. So classification of computers means what? Our computer is divided into some parts, different parts. Why? See, we are using computers in weather forecast also. We are using computers in personal purposes also. We are using computers to count the voltmeter also. Or to count the temperature also we are using the computers. We are also using the computers for hospitals purposes also. So that all the computers are divided into some parts. How the computers will be working. So just I will draw here a classification of computer and then I will explain one by one. Okay. Just now I will pause the video and I will write the diagram how computer is classified. Then after that I will explain one by every. Now see classification of computer. So our computer can be divided into broadly 3 categories. One is the analog, digital and hybrid. Our main computer is classified into 3 categories: analog, digital and hybrid. Then again digital is classified into 2 types: purpose-wise computers and size and performance-wise computers. This digital computer is classified into 2 types: purpose-wise computers and size and performance-wise computers. Again, purpose-wise computers are divided into 2 types. One is a special purpose, other is a general purpose. One is a special purpose, other is a general purpose. Then size and performance-wise computers are divided into 4 types: microcomputer, mini computer, mainframe computer and supercomputer. This computer again classified into 4 types: micro, mini, mainframe and supercomputers. Okay, so what do you mean by analog? Now let us discuss one by one what do you mean by analog computer. So see, the analog computers are computer device works on a continuous range of calculations. Means for calculation purpose you are going to use the analog computers. So wherever you need the calculation, in that we are going to use this analog computers. The analog computers are give approximate results. They deal with the quantities that vary continuously. These analog computers give the approximate result, not accurate result. These analog computers will give the approximate result, not accurate results. Analog computers will hang upon approximate result. That is not accurate result. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಸರಿನೇ ಇರಲ್ಲ, ರೇಂಜ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. The value will be in the range. It is not exact value. Analog computers value range ಇರುತ್ತೆ, exact ಆಗಿ ಇರಲ್ಲ. The device that measures such as quantities are along with devices such as voltmeter, ammeter and thermometer. So whatever we are using the ammeter, voltmeter or thermometers, that are called as analog computers. Using the voltmeter to show the voltage, using thermometer to show the temperature. So that machines are called as analog computers. Okay, these machines are used for the counting purposes. These computers are using the measuring. Okay, these are using for the measurement purposes. For example, voltmeter, ammeter or thermometer. These are called as analog computer. Analog computer examples ಯಾವಪ್ಪ ಅಂದ್ರೆ voltmeter ಇರಬಹುದು, ammeter ಇರಬಹುದು ಅಥವಾ thermometer ಇರಬಹುದು. voltmeter ನಾವು ಏನು ಚೆಕ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೇವೆ? ವೋಲ್ಟೇಜ್ ಚೆಕ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೇವೆ. thermometer ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಟೆಂಪರೇಚರ್ ಚೆಕ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೇವೆ. ಸೊ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ analog computers ಅಂತ ಕರೀತಾರೆ. ಇದಕ್ಕೆ analog computers ಅಂತ ಕರೀತಾರೆ. So next is the digital computers. Next is the digital computers. So these digital computers are work on a binary numbers. These digital computers are works on the binary numbers, that is the zeros and ones. Already you know that one. So these digital computers are works on the binary numbers, zeros and ones. They can convert the data into binary numbers of all the kind of these digits. The digital computers are such faster than analog computers and also more accurate. These digital computers are faster than your analog computers and as well as accurate than your analog computers. Almost digital computers are accurate only. Almost digital computers are accurate only, and they also faster computers compared to analog. Digital computers are faster, accurate compared to analog computers. Digital computers analog computers fast ಇರ್ತವೆ, accurate ಇರ್ತವೆ, ಮತ್ತು ಇನ್ನೇನು ಡೇಟಾ ಇರುತ್ತೆ ಆ ಡೇಟಾನ ಬೈನರಿ ನಂಬರ್ಗೆ ಕನ್ವರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. ನೀವು ಮುಂಚಿನ ಹೆಂಗೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಕಂಪ್ಯೂಟರ್ದಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವ ಲ್ಯಾಂಗ್ವೇಜ್ ಇರುತ್ತಪ್ಪ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇದಕ್ಕೂ ಮಷಿನ್ ಲ್ಯಾಂಗ್ವೇಜ್ ಎಷ್ಟಿದೆ ಐತೆ. ಮಷಿನ್ ಲ್ಯಾಂಗ್ವೇಜ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಯಾವುದಪ್ಪ ಅಂದ್ರೆ 0 ಮತ್ತು 1. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಈ 0 ಮತ್ತು 1 ಬೈನರಿ ನಂಬರ್ಸ್ ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಕನೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ನೀವೇನು ಡೇಟಾನ ಕೊಡ್ತೀರಿ ಆ ಡೇಟಾನ 0 ಮತ್ತು 1ಗೆ ಕನ್ವರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತದೆ. ವಾಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಗಿವ್ ದ ಡೇಟಾ, ದಟ್ ಡೇಟಾ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಕನ್ವರ್ಟೆಡ್ ಇಂಟು 0s and 1s. And these computers are faster, accurate than your analog computers. Then again, digital computers classified into two types: purpose-wise and size purpose-wise. Now, firstly, what do we mean by purpose-wise computers? These purpose computers are the one that is designed to perform a specific task. The instructions carry out the task are permanently stored in the machine. These purpose computers are the computers. They are developed to perform on a specific task only. These computers are developed to perform a specific work only. For that purpose they are developed. That's why it is called the purpose-wise computers. These computers are developed to perform on a specific that task only. And whatever that it will operate on that task, the data will be permanently stored on the machine. The data will be permanently stored on the machine. For example, machine is a blood pressure monitoring system. Special purpose computer is a blood pressure monitoring system. That blood pressure monitoring system will be used for only for the measuring of the or monitoring of the your blood pressure. In hospitals, you may see the computers are set up for monitoring your blood pressure (BP). So that computers can work only for that purpose only. You are not able to use for that for any other purposes. As such computers can be used only for to monitor the blood pressure. So that is called the blood purpose-wise computers. So this purpose computers are used for a only specific task. Okay. Two types. In purpose two types, there is special purpose and general purpose. The special purpose computers are used to perform on a specific task only. I am explaining about special purpose. In general purpose-wise, again divided into general special purpose. So these special purpose computers are used to perform on a specific task. These computers are used to specific task only. They are not able to use for any other purposes. These computers are not able to use for other purposes. These computers can be used only for a particular that purpose only. In hospital monitoring, blood pressure monitoring ಮಾಡೋಸ್ಕರ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ಸ್ ಇರ್ತವೆ, ಕಂಪ್ಯೂಟರ್ಸ್ ಇರ್ತವೆ. ಅದು ಯಾವ ಕಂಪ್ಯೂಟರ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಸ್ಪೆಷಲ್ ಪರ್ಪಸ್ ಕಂಪ್ಯೂಟರ್. ಯಾಕಪ್ಪ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಆ ಕಂಪ್ಯೂಟರ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಬ್ಲಡ್ ಪ್ರೆಷರ್ ಮಾನಿಟರ್ ಮಾಡಕ್ಕೆ ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಆ ಕಂಪ್ಯೂಟರ್ಸ್ ಬೇರೆ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಕ್ ಆಗಲ್ಲ, ಜನರಲ್ ಪರ್ಪಸ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಕ್ ಆಗಲ್ಲ. ನೀವು ಬ್ಲಡ್ ಪ್ರೆಷರ್ ಕೌಂಟ್ ಮಾಡೋಸ್ಕರ ಅಷ್ಟೇ ನಾವು ಕಂಪ್ಯೂಟರ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು. ಹಾಸ್ಪಿಟಲ್ ಇರ್ತಾವೆ ನೋಡಬಹುದು. ಅವತ್ತಿಗೆ ಸ್ಪೆಷಲ್ ಪರ್ಪಸ್ ಅಂತಾರೆ. ಸ್ಪೆಷಲ್ ಪರ್ಪಸ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಆ ವರ್ಕ್ಸ್ ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಅವತ್ತು ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು. ಆ ಡೆವಲಪ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಕಂಪ್ಯೂಟರ್ ಡೆವಲಪ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಯಾಕೋಸ್ಕರಪ್ಪ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಬ್ಲಡ್ ಪ್ರೆಷರ್ ಕೌಂಟ್ ಮಾಡೋಸ್ಕರನೇ. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿನ ಒಂದು means a computer can develop to perform on a specific that task only. That is called the special purpose computers. Then again next is the general purpose computers. The general purpose computers is one that can work on different types of programs into it and thus is used to countless applications. The programs are not permanently stored but their input time is the execution. General computers are the computers. Such computers you can use for any purpose and they are having the countless applications. Means for any purpose you can use it and the data is not stored permanently in your computer. Here in special purpose data will be stored permanently on your system. In special purpose only ಡೇಟಾ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಇನ್ಫಾರ್ಮೇಷನ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಅದು ಪರ್ಮನೆಂಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಸ್ಟೋರ್ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ. ಅದು ಸ್ಪೆಷಲ್ ಪರ್ಪಸ್. ಜನರಲ್ ಪರ್ಪಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಆತರ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವ್ದು ಡೇಟಾ ಪರ್ಮನೆಂಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಸ್ಟೋರ್ ಆಗಿರಲ್ಲ. ಮತ್ತೆ ಈ ಕಂಪ್ಯೂಟರ್ಸ್ ಯಾವ್ದು ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬಹುದು, ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಅಪ್ಲಿಕೇಶನ್ಸ್ಗೋಸ್ಕರ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬಹುದು. ಈ ಸ್ಪೆಷಲ್ ಪರ್ಪಸ್ ಮಾತ್ರ ನೀವು ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ಲ. ಈ ಕಂಪ್ಯೂಟರ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ನೀವು ಪರ್ಟಿಕ್ಯುಲರ್ಲಿ ಅದೇ ವರ್ಕ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು. ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಬ್ಲಡ್ ಪ್ರೆಷರ್ ಮೆಷಿನ್ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಆ ಬ್ಲಡ್ ಪ್ರೆಷರ್ ಮೆಷಿನ್ ಬ್ಲಡ್ ಪ್ರೆಷರ್ ಮಾನಿಟರ್ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬಹುದು. ನಾವು ಜನರಲ್ ಆಗಿ ಹೊರಗಡೆ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ಲ. ಜನರಲ್ ಪರ್ಪಸ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನಪ್ಪಾ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಈ ಕಂಪ್ಯೂಟರ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ನೀವು ಯಾವ್ದು ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೂ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬಹುದು. You can use for any purpose, that is called as a general purpose. Okay, so performance wise computers are divided into two types. One is special purpose, other is a general purpose. Okay, very clear. It is very clear. Special purpose computers are the computers that are developed for a specific task. So for example, the monitoring system. General purpose computers are the computers that are used for general purpose, and these computers having their countless applications. Over. And this special purpose computers are stored data permanently. The general purpose computers are not stored data permanently. Okay, so this is one part is the purpose wise computers. Then next is the size and performance wise computers. Second is the size and performance wise computer. So this one again classified into four types: microcomputer, mini computer, mainframe computer, and supercomputer. So next one, size and performance computers are classified into four types: micro, mini, mainframe, and supercomputers. ಈಗ ನೋಡ್ರಿ ಡಿಜಿಟಲ್ ಕಂಪ್ಯೂಟರ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಎರಡು ಪ್ರಕಾರ ಇದಾವೆ. ಒಂದು ಪರ್ಪಸ್ ವೈಸ್, ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಸೈಜ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಪರ್ಫಾರ್ಮೆನ್ಸ್ ವೈಸ್. ಸೊ ಪರ್ಪಸ್ ವೈಸ್ ಎರಡು ಪ್ರಕಾರ ಇದಾವೆ, ಒಂದು ಸ್ಪೆಷಲ್ ಪರ್ಪಸ್, ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಜನರಲ್ ಪರ್ಪಸ್. ಇನ್ ಸೈಜ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಪರ್ಫಾರ್ಮೆನ್ಸ್ ವೈಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ 4 ಪ್ರಕಾರ ಬರ್ತವೆ: ಮೈಕ್ರೋ, ಮಿನಿ, mainframe, supercomputer. Now you want the microcomputer ಏನು ನೋಡೋಣ. Now let us discuss about microcomputer. What do you mean by microcomputer? The microcomputer is also called a personal computer. It was introduced in 1970. In the number of processors with the microcomputer will be 1 or 2 processors. This was introduced in 1970. This was also called as a personal computer, and this computer may have 1 or 2 processors. These microcomputers are also called as personal computers. This was introduced in the year 1970, and this computer also called as a personal computers. And this such computers are having 1 or 2 processors. Normally 1 processor we are having, even though some computers are having the 2 processors also. And contains the input, output devices, storage devices, and memory and processors also. So this computer, microcomputer, it is having input devices as well as output devices, memory devices, and even processors. Means microcomputer belongs with what? Keyboard, mouse, monitor, hard disk, processor. It is contains input device, output device, memory devices, and processors. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನಪ್ಪಾ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಈ ಕಂಪ್ಯೂಟರ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಿತ್ತಪ್ಪ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಾವು ಇನ್ಪುಟ್ ಡಿವೈಸಸ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿವೆ, ಔಟ್ಪುಟ್ ಡಿವೈಸಸ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿವೆ, ಮೆಮೊರಿ ಡಿವೈಸಸ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿವೆ, ಅಂಡ್ ಇವನ್ ಪ್ರೊಸೆಸರ್ಸ್ ಈ ಕಂಪ್ಯೂಟರ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಇನ್ ದಿ ಇಯರ್ ಆಫ್ 1970 ಎಲ್ಲ ಇನ್ಪುಟ್ ಔಟ್ಪುಟ್ ಡಿವೈಸಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ಈ ಕಂಪ್ಯೂಟರ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ. ಅದು ಯಾವಾಗ ಬಂತಪ್ಪ 1970 ಮಷಿನ್ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಬಂತು. This kind of computers can be used for one person at a time. So such computers can be used by one person at a time. Means multiple persons can't use this computer. So one single person can use such microcomputer. One ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿ at a time one computer use ಮಾಡಬಹುದು. So in this again we are having some types of computers in desktop computers, handheld computers. Desktop means that is used for a official purpose as well as personal purpose also, but that is set up in a table. Desktop is means what? The system will be set up on desk. That is called a desktop computer. You are not able to move from one place to another place easily. That is called a desktop computer. Desktop computer also come under microcomputer only. ಈಗ ನಾವೇನು ಡೆಸ್ಕ್ಟಾಪ್ ಕಂಪ್ಯೂಟರ್ ಅಂತೇವೆ ಅವು ಯಾವ್ಯಾವ್ದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ಬರ್ತಪ್ಪ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಈ ಮೈಕ್ರೋನಲ್ಲಿ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಡೆಸ್ಕ್ಟಾಪ್ ಕಂಪ್ಯೂಟರ್ಸ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು? ಡೆಸ್ಕ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಸೆಟಪ್ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಡೆಸ್ಕ್ಟಾಪ್ ಕಂಪ್ಯೂಟರ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. The computer will set up on one desk, that is called the desktop computers, and that is come under microcomputer. Okay. So next is a mini computer. Next one is the mini computer. So So mini computers are large and more powerful computers than personal computers. It can execute 5 million instructions per second. Mini computers are large and more powerful than your microcomputer. Mini computers are more powerful and larger than your personal computers, and it can be execute 5 million instructions per second. You can see, not only 1 million, 5 million of instructions it can be executed at a time. That is called as a mini computer. Mini computers are the computers that can be executed 5 millions of instructions per second. It is called as a mini computers. Means you can think that how much speed is there. How much speed means within a second it is going to perform on a 5 millions of instructions. Not only 1 or 2 instructions. You can give at a time 5 millions of instructions. It will perform on them. So this is a more faster and also a large computer. It generally consists of 2 or more processors. This computer can be serve up to 4,000 connected users simultaneously. Such type of computers are having minimum 2 or more processors. Minimum 2 or more processors. And these computers can be used by almost 4,000 users simultaneously. Means you may see that we are using the networking. In that networking, number of people can use at a time. So like that, these computers can be used at a time, even though 4,000 users. Simultaneously, 4,000 users can use this type of computers, and they come with a minimum 2 or more number of processors. They can come with a 2 or more number of processors, and it can be have 5 million instructions per second. Means that much instructions that can be executed within a second. Within 1 second, that is execute 5 millions of instructions. This is called as a mini computers. So mini computer has a device with the monitoring and keyboard is also terminal. It is also known as a dumb terminal and has a processing code, cannot work as a standalone computer. This is also having the input-output devices as usual like a personal computers. Okay. So this is called as a mini computer. So next is the mainframe computer. Simply to put it upon mini computers fast ಇರ್ತವೆ, ದೊಡ್ಡ ಇರ್ತವೆ, ಇತರದ್ದು ಸೈಜ್ ಹೆಚ್ಚಿಗೆ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಅಟ್ ಎ ಟೈಮ್ 4,000 ಪೀಪಲ್ಸ್ ನೀವು ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬಹುದು ಈ ಕಂಪ್ಯೂಟರ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನ. ಈ ಕಂಪ್ಯೂಟರ್ 2 ಹೆಚ್ಚಿಗೆ ಪ್ರೊಸೆಸರ್ಸ್ ಇರ್ತವೆ. ಆಮೇಲೆ 1 ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ 5 ಮಿಲಿಯನ್ ಇನ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ಎಕ್ಸಿಕ್ಯೂಟ್ ಮಾಡೋ ಸ್ಟ್ರೆಂತ್ ಈ ಕಂಪ್ಯೂಟರ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಕಂಪೇರ್ಡ್ ಟು ಮೈಕ್ರೋ ಕಂಪ್ಯೂಟರ್ಗಿಂತ ಮಿನಿ ಕಂಪ್ಯೂಟರ್ಸ್ ಫಾಸ್ಟ್ ಇರ್ತವೆ, ಲಾರ್ಜ್ ಇರ್ತವೆ, ಕೆಪಾಸಿಟಿನೂ ಹೆಚ್ಚಿಗೆ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಗೋ ಟು ಮೇನ್ ಫ್ರೇಮ್ ಕಂಪ್ಯೂಟರ್ಸ್. Mainframe computers are introduced in 1975. Mainframe computers are a very large computer size. It consists of multiple processors. It performs multiple tasks for multiple users at the same time. It was introduced in 1975. Mainframe computers. These computers are having the multiple processors and it can perform multiple tasks by multiple users. It is having multiple processors, not 1 or 2 processors. It is having number of processors. These computers are having number of computers and it can perform on multiple users with multiple tasks. The computer can be used by multiple persons with multiple tasks. It will be performed. This is the almost highest speed. This is very much speed it is having, and it will execute 16 MRPs. Mini computers are execute 5 millions per second. The mainframe computer will be execute 16 million instructions per second. So you can think that how much this computer will be speed. And also it will work with multiple users with multiple tasks. This computer will work with the multiple users with multiple tasks. Means it is almost very high speed machines. That introduced in the 1975. Compared to mini computers, mainframe computers are high speed computers. ಈಗ ಮೇನ್ ಫ್ರೇಮ್ ಕಂಪ್ಯೂಟರ್ಸ್ ಹೆಂಗೆ ನೋಡ್ಕೋಬೇಕಪ್ಪ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಮಿನಿ ಕಂಪ್ಯೂಟರ್ಸ್ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ 5 ಮಿಲಿಯನ್ ಇನ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಷನ್ ಪರ್ ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಎಕ್ಸಿಕ್ಯೂಟ್ ಆಗ್ತಿತ್ತು. ಇಲ್ಲಿ 16 ಮಿಲಿಯನ್ ಪರ್ ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ 2 or more ಪ್ರೊಸೆಸರ್ ಇರ್ತವೆ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರೊಸೆಸರ್ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇರ್ತವೆ. We are using multiple processors here. In many computers we are using the multiple processors, not one or two. That is having the multiple processors, right? And that is work with the multiple tasks with multiple users. Means any number of people can use it and any number of tasks that will give to it. So this is called the mainframe computer. And next one is the supercomputers. It was introduced in 1980. In 1980s, introduced one big computer. That computer is called as a supercomputer. These computers are faster, biggest in size, and most expensive price than other computers. This is the faster one, and also bigger one, and as well as expensive than all other computers. This is the expensive computer than all other computers. So normally these supercomputers are using in a government offices as well as weather forecasting, and these computers are used for animated graphics, nuclear energy research, weapon and missile design, weather forecasting. For that purpose they are using the supercomputer, not for our personal computers. Supercomputers are not personal computers. We are not able to use such computers for our home purposes or business purposes. So such computers are used for the weather forecasting, for missile design, research purposes, petroleum exploration, space science. You may have heard of space science, ISRO. In ISRO they are going to use the supercomputers. Means such a big industry they are using the supercomputers. And no common people can't use this supercomputer. Common man supercomputer use ಮಾಡಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ಲ. So ಏನು ಗೌರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಆಫೀಸ್ ಇರ್ತವೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಗೌರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಆಫೀಸ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಯಾವ ಡಿಶ್ ಆಫೀಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಗೌರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಆಫೀಸಸ್ ಅಪ್ಪ ಅಂದರೆ ಈಗ ಏರೋಸ್ಪೇಸ್ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ನ್ಯೂಕ್ಲಿಯರ್ ವೆಪನ್ಸ್ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಇಸ್ರೋ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಈ ಸೂಪರ್ ಕಂಪ್ಯೂಟರ್ನ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ವೆದರ್ ಫೋರ್ಕಾಸ್ಟ್ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಮಗೆ ಸೂಪರ್ ಕಂಪ್ಯೂಟರ್ನ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಒನ್ ಈಸ್ ಹೈಬ್ರಿಡ್ ಕಂಪ್ಯೂಟರ್ಸ್. Last one is the hybrid computers. These computers are the principle of both analog and digital computers. This will be some calculation take place in analog manner and rest of them take place in the digital manner. Okay, hybrid name should imply the hybrid. So it contains both analog as well as digital. It contains both analog as well as digital. So some calculation will take place through analog manner and some calculation will take place through digital manner. ಹೈಬ್ರಿಡ್ ಕಂಪ್ಯೂಟರ್ಸ್ ಏನಪ್ಪ ಅಂದರೆ ಕಂಬೈನ್ಡ್ ಕಂಪ್ಯೂಟರ್ಸ್. ಅದು ಏನಾಗುತ್ತಪ್ಪ ಅಂದರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕೆಲವೊಂದು ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಷನ್ಸ್ ಅನಲಾಗ್ ಮ್ಯಾನರ್ ಆಗ್ತವೆ, ಕೆಲವೊಂದು ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಷನ್ಸ್ ಡಿಜಿಟಲ್ ಮ್ಯಾನರ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಅದು ಎರಡು ವರ್ಕ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಅನಲಾಗ್ ವರ್ಕ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಡಿಜಿಟಲ್ ವರ್ಕ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಟ್ ಥ್ರೂ ಅನಲಾಗ್ ಮ್ಯಾನರ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಅಂಡ್ ಆಸ್ ವೆಲ್ ಆಸ್ ಥ್ರೂ ಡಿಜಿಟಲ್ ಕಂಪ್ಯೂಟರ್ಸ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ they too have high memory capacity and are used in the intensive care units, hospitals as well as space research. So these computers they are using for hospitals and even the space research, and they are having the more space computers. They are having the more space. In hospitals we need analog computers as well as digital computers. Both. For blood pressure monitoring, temperature we are using this analog computer. The rest of them we are using the digital computers. So when they are going to use hybrid, so it will be used for multi-purpose, for analog purpose as well as digital purposes. Hospitals will hybrid and use ಮಾಡಪ್ಪ ಅಂದ್ರೆ analog ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೂ ಯೂಸ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, digital ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೂ ಯೂಸ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. Understood? So this is our classification of computers. The question may be asked for 5 marks. Explain the classification of computers. So in that case, you have to explain this diagram and write 2 to 3 lines about these computers, all the computers. You will get the 5 marks. Okay? ಈ ಕ್ವೆಶ್ಚನ್ ನಿಮಗೆ 5 ಮಾರ್ಕ್ಸ್ ಕ್ವೆಶ್ಚನ್ಗೆ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್ದಲ್ಲಿ ಕೇಳಬಹುದು. ಯಾಕಪ್ಪ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಕ್ಲಾಸಿಫಿಕೇಶನ್ ಆಫ್ ಕಂಪ್ಯೂಟರ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ. ಸೊ ಈ ಡಯಾಗ್ರಾಮ್ ಅನ್ನು ಚೆಕ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಡಯಾಗ್ರಾಮ್ ಅನ್ನು ತಗೊಳ್ಳೋದು, ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಂದು ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ 2 ಲೈನ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನು ಬರೆದ್ರೆ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಮಾರ್ಕ್ಸ್ ಸಿಗ್ತವೆ. ಸೊ ಟುಡೇ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟೆಡ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸಿಫಿಕೇಶನ್ ಆಫ್ ಕಂಪ್ಯೂಟರ್ಸ್. So only one point is remaining in this chapter, that is the applications of computer. So that will be I will complete in tomorrow's class. Okay, thank you.